Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is Matters Monday and of course Art Matters by Neil Gaiman is the book that we are coloring in right now. It's illustrated by Chris Riddell. Art matters because imagination can change the world. This is a actual book. This is not a coloring book per se, but I just love the pictures in it. And when this book was sent to me, it was during our 100 Days of Hugs done by Chris Riddell, and Chris Riddell is the artist in this book as well. So last week we did this one here, and it says, I don't think there is such a thing as a bad book for children. It's tosh, it's snobbery, and it's foolishness. We need our children to get onto the reading ladder. Anything that they enjoy reading will move them up rung by rung into literacy. Today we are going to color this page here, and it says you're finding out something as you read that you will that will be vitally important for making your way in the world. And it is this: the world doesn't have to be like this. Things can be different. So this is a little boy reading Animal Farm, and we will be coloring that with the Color Emotions done by Deli. This is a 24 set of pencils that are just adorable. I love these pencils. The color names on these pencils are just fantastic. I'll switch you over to the close-up so you can see a little bit better. Maybe. Okay. So this one here says Charming Fuchsia. And they're a triangular pencil. It's a really cute little set. They are a Deli product, and they're really sweet. So that's what we're going to be using. The names on them just cheer me up. So if I'm having a bad day, I like to use them. I'm going to move the camera just a little bit here, so you're going to go wiggle wiggle for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to color this little fella here. So let's start with, let's see, let's start with this one here, which is Charming Fuchsia. Go figure. So we're just going to start the shadow areas of his face. And this is how you use, what you have in a box for your skin tones. Typically, I would do this with a purple, but there is no lavender, light lavender, pinky gray kind of purple in there. So I'm just going to use a darker pink. And when I blend it into the peachy tone, it'll give that shadow. I can also use gray for this. So once I put this down, I may put some gray over it if it looks too pink to me. I'm going to turn the book here so I can get a good area of detail. This paper is not perfect for coloring because, like I said, it's not a coloring book. But if you do light, constant layers, you should be able to get a good amount of color on the page. I have heard that the hardcover copy has a bit better paper. Of course, I have the softcover copy. I didn't think of buying a new book, so I just started using this one. And it probably would have been better if I bought a new book, but, cost effectiveness and all. So I hope you have all had a wonderful weekend. I do have some news about Saturday's video or live stream. So Saturday is Emily Illustrates. Emily Illustrator. I don't know why I keep on calling her Illustrates. Emily Illustrator is going to be having a birthday bash on Saturday. Typically, she doesn't stream on Saturdays, but because it is her birthday, she will be streaming on Saturday at my normal time. So in order to accommodate that and to give her her birthday stream, because she's wonderful and I want to participate in her birthday stream because yeah, I love birthday streams. It's always fun celebrating somebody's birthday. So in order to celebrate her birthday with her, I will be moving my stream to 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, so 2 hours later. So typically I would end at around 12 o'clock, but that's when I'm going to be starting. So my normal end time is going to be our start time this Saturday. It is only going to be for this one time, for Emily, so that we can enjoy Emily's stream as well as mine, because I want to enjoy Emily's stream too. Selfish reasons, selfish reasons. Not so selfish reasons is to definitely give Emily her birthday stream because she deserves it. So I'm still just putting those shadows in. Of course, I will try to remember to post it soon, probably just after Wednesday. I do have a couple of things in the works as well, so I may have a new fellow joining us for a particular reason, and I'm going to wait to tell you more about that. So yeah, you may find out more about that on Wednesday. All right, so we've got our shadows in. Now we're going to add a bit of the gray. So we're going to add a little bit of neutral silver right over top of that pink, just graying it down just a little tiny bit, just so it's not as heavily pink. Especially in the heavier areas. And it just gives it that good, that shadow effect that we want. A little bit deeper, closer to the book, and closer to the edges. So we're leaving that most of that pink as pink, but we're giving the shadow area a little bit more gray. Up in the tops of the hair. And hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Trying not to cover it up with my hand, but I'm sorry if I am. But yeah, so that's the exciting news for the week is Saturday. We're going to have a party for Miss Emily on her channel. So if you are not already a subscriber to Emily Illustrator, make sure you head on over there and subscribe. She's going to have all sorts of party games and prizes. It's going to be fun. Come up his thumb here. And under his sleeve. And between his fingers. Like I said, I'm leaving some of the pink there. Just going into the deeper shadow areas with the gray. Alright, and then we're going to take our peachy tone, which is this one here, and that is Original Blush. And we're going to fill in his skin tone. Now, with this type of book, you should normally, unless you're me, test your pencils on your book to make sure that they're going to work well. These pencils are working just fine, but they're going to take a little bit more work to get the color saturation that you want. But I knew that going into it because I know what these pencils are like. So as long as you layer and try to use your layers, you should get a fairly good saturation with pretty much any pencil. But you have to remember to check your pencils on the book. Make sure that you're going to get what you want it to be. I'm going to turn the light on a little bit here so I can see. And as you can see, just blending them together gives you that shadow quite nicely. But if you are too heavy with your hand, you can end up scraping the page and running out of tooth. So you have to be sure to make sure the colors are down that you want to be down before you start burnishing the page. Okay, I'm going to take my brush because I'll have some crumbs. And I'm just going to put down that final layer. In the darker areas. Like that. And then we're going to move on to his hands. So hopefully you have all joined us over on Discord. If you want to join us in live coloring rooms, then you can definitely do so in Discord. We do have 3 rooms. Discord is a no filters required zone, except for in one room where filters are required in the voice chat. So if you want to hang out and whatnot, just be pre-warned that people do cuss, people do vent, and it's a great place to get your anxieties out, vent a little bit, hang out with some other people with like mind that read, color, craft, because we don't just do coloring in there. We do all sorts of things in there. And sometimes we don't do anything at all but sit there and talk, which is always fun too. Just going to darken up his ear a little bit here. Another good tip is when you have a page that doesn't have a lot of tooth, and you're trying to build that color, try to keep your pencil a little bit duller, because then it lays down a little bit more, a little bit softer. so that you don't cut into the page as much. A sharp pencil will cut into your paper a little bit, which for the first couple of layers I like because then it still maintains the tooth for that final layer. Okay. Now we're going to give him wonderful blue eyes. So we're going to start with, what color is this? Faithful blue. A little bit of faithful blue there. And then we're going to go in with this one here, which is peaceful blue. Can you see the theme of this set? It's a very uplifting set of pencils. I love it. Alright, now we're going to do his hair. So we're going to start with this one here, which is exotic gold. Basically, it's a light tan color. It does work really well for a gold tone, though. Come down into the tips of his hair. Which we will be adding a dark color to, of course. Because we can't just do one color and done. Well, we could, but what's the fun in that? I'm going to keep that out, and then I'm going to go in with natural brown. And we're going to put in some flicks. These pencils are a nice hard pencil, so they work really well for flicking hair. And then we'll come over this side. Just coming down off of his crown here. Okay, so there's that one. Now we're going to go in with a darker brown. So that's our lighter brown. This one's cozy brown. We're going to use cozy brown in the shadowy type of areas. And to give that little bit of contrast. And you could definitely do just one color. I just like to add a little bit of texture. But if you enjoy coloring with just one color, you are absolutely perfectly fine to do so. Sometimes it looks better with just one color. I will fully admit that there has been many a times that adding an extra color or an extra two colors has ruined a page. So sometimes I get a little bit too focused on the details and mess up the page with it. Okay, now we're just blending everything in with that light brown. Now for his shirt, we're going to start with creative green. And we're just putting in those shadow areas. We will probably end up going over the shadow areas with the green again. But because this paper isn't enjoying pencils very much, and I don't want to go anywhere near a marker on it. I know it's marker month, but there's just some things we just don't do with markers. This book is one of them. So it's better to get that darker layer down and put the lighter layer on top than not be able to get it down at all. So we've got this one is Idealist Green, which is a bit lighter. And going to be our secondary color. Coming off of that dark green there. These are a triangular pencil, so they turn really, really nicely in the hand. Coming up off of those shadows. Make sure that you keep a page behind your page if you're coloring in this book, just so that you don't have the transfer of ink. Or color from one page to another, so you don't ruin your pages. Alright, and then we're going to actually we're going to finish off with this green, and then we'll take another green for our because this is a nice green. I like this green. It's a nice bright green. And we'll take this one and we'll bring it down from the shadow. Giving the area a little bit of contrast. Filling it all in. And then we may see if there's another deeper green in the set. So let's see what this one looks like. And this one is vigorous green. Oh yeah, that's better. And we're going to use the vigorous green for our deep shadow areas. And right on top of that other green, it works really nicely. It's not too dark, but it still gives us that good shadow. And of course you can use other colors. I don't know how Emily does it, but she can take like all different colors and just make them work together so beautifully. I have a tendency to work with the same colors, just different shades and tones. But she will, like, she would have added a purple to this or something, an orange or something. Probably an orange. Actually, let's try that. Let's try to be an Emily for a second here. Let's grab this one, which is Excited Red. Just add a little bit. In our red areas there. Then we'll take our green, our light green again. Blend it in. Actually, that worked quite well. I just have to be a little bit more creative with my color choices, that's all. Experiment more, Renee. Experiment more. I get very timid when it comes to experimenting some. All right, that actually looks really good. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the book. And the book has a piggy piggy, so let's do the piggy piggy first. And we're going to work with Passion Burgundy first. And we're going to come in off of the edge here, giving that little shadowy area. Under his little nose. It's not the best drawn piggy piggy, but that's okay. And then we're going to take this one here, which is on the floor now. I dropped it. Alright, sorry about that, guys. I dropped it. This one is Charming Fuchsia again. Guess I should have known that from the first time I used it, huh? Okay. And then we're going to take a little bit of this one, which is Warm Yellow. And we're just going to give him a little bit of a yellow tone in those areas. And we'll go back over it with fuchsia. There we go. Look at that. Emily's got me adding yellows to pink. It actually worked really well. Really like it. Alright, there's our pinks. Now, let's do the book itself in reds. I think that's a cow on the other side there. Okay, so we're going to start with the shadow areas. So we're going to start with Poetic Pink. Don't know why they call it pink. It's not really a pinky tone, but that's okay. On camera it looks awfully pink, but in person not so much. Yes, I know I am framing out the edges. People do say that that's a no-no. I personally like to give a good shadow frame on the edge, especially under hands and around the edges of the book. Gotta put in your shadows, dude. Enjoy your shadows. Alright, now we're going in with Hopeful Red right over top of the shadow. Like so. And then we're going to take our peachy orange here. So this one is Original Blush. And we're just going to fill it all in. It gives it that look like there's a light hitting the back of the book there. Like so. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing for the binding there. So the back of the book. We're going to go in with a little bit heavier hand on there. And then some red. Yes, I know there's writing on there, and I'm not worried too much about the writing at this point. And then we're going to take some black and some gray, I think, for the cow back here. It's very... It could be a pig as well, I guess. Seeing that there is a bit of a nose there, so let's add some pink. Yeah, I think it's another piggy, because he's got a little swirly tail there. And I am doing that piggy in all dark color there. Because it is on the back side of the book. And then we're going to take our red and fill that in as well. Because barns are red, and this is called Animal Farm, is the book he's reading. And well, you know, like I said, barns are red. And we're just making this side a little bit darker than the other side. I'm going to take a little bit of pink and do his nails. Just giving it that look of the nail bed. Because, you know, well, he could be wearing nail polish, but I doubt it. Then we're going to take that pink, peachy pink color and just fill it all in, like so. Then we're going to take our yellow and we're just going to do the edges of the paper here. Like so. And then we'll take our white and we'll blend it out, dulling down that yellow a little bit. Like so. And then I think we're going to take our, let's start with cold blue. And we're just going to give him a background here. And I'm very, very lightly putting down a full layer of this cold blue behind him. I'm not too concerned about, you know, the fact that it's not all covered or anything like that. It's just a very loose layer. Then we're going to take this one, which is cool green. Just filling it in. Again, I'm holding the pencil at the very back of the pencil, so this is not putting any pressure at all on the pencil. Just very lightly filling in that white spot. Now, when you're using your pencil in this manner, I do find that holding it like this does give me a lot of control over where the pencil's going, but still gives me the ability to have that light hand. But it also gives me a little bit more ability to press harder if I need to. Okay, now we're going to go in with little squiggles of purple. Let's add some purple. So this is Mystic Violet. Again, just very loosely putting some color in there. Not pressing too hard because I don't want it to take over the blues and greens that are in there. And we just want to add a little bit more color to that background. Because he is in the land of imagination. And the poor boy fell into my imagination. So, all right. And then we're going to re-add a bit of this blue-green. Pressing a little bit harder now. And building that color up. And that's all we're doing at this point, is just building color. There we go. And there we have it. There is our page for today. I'll put these away and then I will read it to you again. Don't mind me. They were in the wrong spots. All right, and once again, those are the color emotions from Deli. They're a really nice little colored pencil set. So again, you're finding out something as you read that will be vitally important for making your way in the world. And it is this: the world doesn't have to be like this. Things can be different. All right, guys, that is it for Matters Monday. Of course, this is Art Matters by Neil Gaiman and Chris Riddell. Until next time, thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Until then, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist that you watch. And always, always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Until next time, bye-bye for now.